Right, hello. Okay, this is like my 5th or 6th attempt for trying to go live tonight. A few issues with the login for Twitch, which doesn't make sense, but it's working again now. And YouTube was just, well, I'm not sure what's happening. It just was not uploading. Like my 5th or 6th attempt for trying to go live tonight. It seems to be working now. Audio check fine. Video check fine. Yeah, chat's fine. Right. Oh, resize the window. Still. All the checks appear to be good. Brilliant. Okay, so what am I doing tonight? It is my 9th stream, and what we're actually going to be doing today. Yes. Oh yeah. Right. So then, my 9th stream. I'm going to be doing like about an hour. I've got a load of editing for YouTube to do tonight. This will be the 4th part to the Iron Man challenge. Now, at the end of part 3, I actually got killed. Basically, bad positioning. I exited one of the coal mines in Westfall. Keep forgetting the name of it. And I had like 2 or 3 left to kill. And all of a sudden I basically got ganked by about 4 or 5 of them. Well, probably 3 or 4, I'm not sure. We didn't pay that close attention. I was too busy just trying to get away and not die. And I got killed. So I deleted the character. Started a new character, this one. And I just got to level 5 after about 2 hours odd playing for getting up to level 11, 12, or 10, 11, 12, whatever it was. And I'm dying. So I'm going to be a bit more cautious this time and pay more attention, basically. But yeah, brand new character again. Another female character, human. All in forest again. Alright, let's get into it. But from the test I did yesterday with yesterday's stream, the audio is sorted. And hopefully the graphics are sorted as well, because they did look a lot better. I've made some few further alterations, so it should be a lot better now.
You need something? Have a good one. What can I do for you? See you around.
Let's have a look at the graphics check. I've still got a little bit of jittering. That doesn't seem to be having that much of an effect. Try dropping the shadow. See if that helps. Get you to reload the UI, hang on. change the command. Right, let's do this. I'm wasting nearly an hour faffing around. I'm actually doing it. All because of technical problems. Yay. This is the busiest I think I've ever seen Stormwind. It's mad. Oh yeah, the quest ended and made the same mistake as I made last time. It's on the other side, isn't it? The other side of the wall. Anyway.
How are you? See you later.
Supply. Now, where's that other quest? I think from memory, I have to go to that. That one first. So I had to pick up a supply quest last. I'll go get this one. I'll go and get this one. Right. Hopefully the sound's okay. Testing. Yeah, it sounds okay. I'm just looking at the mic. Wait. Last time I tested Fury very briefly. The damage at this level is appalling. Well, with one hand, with one-handers was appalling. With a one-hander and a two-hander, appalling. I don't know what it's like two-handers because I didn't have any. Strange things popping up in chat, but no.
How are you? Have a good one. Hey there. Safe travels.
So it's Mage Quarter. I mean, when I was monitoring the chat yesterday, it didn't sound very good. It sounded quite low. But when I played it back, it sounded alright. So, yeah, be alright. I'm getting a bit of lag. Yeah, he's coming through the recording as well. Okay. One of the changes I made was with OBS. I basically changed the settings to better support low latency. Because my latency is not actually that bad, to be honest. It's pretty good. But I also changed it to use the new networking config options, which sends smaller packets, so the gameplay would be alright. I may not have needed to do that because it seems very jerky. I can always turn it off again for the next stream. So if the quality of the imagery isn't that good this time, then I'm sorry. I know it weren't too good like previous time, but it's just a case of trial and error. One of my friends suggested using XSplit because because he did not have a good time with OBS Studio or Streamlabs OBS. I don't really know if that's something, you know, which could have been avoided or not. I found Streamlabs OBS a bit better. It's easier to sort of configure. Whereas OBS Studio, a lot of the things didn't work for me. I think it was related to the interface. There's just quite a lot of things with the interface I just didn't get on with.
Great to meet you. Safe travels. Keep your feet on the ground.
I'll grab the Storm Title request anyway. Probably won't be doing it. Yet anyway. See how that goes. So I can't use any professions. This is a pain because there's some professions I could actually like.
The finest wares in the land. Off with you. Yeah, it's jerking, isn't it? The graphics is jerking. Let's have a look at these. This is what it thinks is optimal. Can't see really any. No real difference. CCM out for a minute. See how it goes. Turn that down, which apparently will greatly improve performance. So it's basically dynamic shadowing. I've got dynamic shadowing near my character and around my character, whereas I had it for the whole scene originally. Quest, here we go.
What are you looking for? Have a good one. I buy and trade.
Yeah, I think from memory, you originally couldn't get plate until level 40. And then they changed that somewhere along the way. But now you can get it at lower levels, as you can tell. Look, plate, 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 plate. Two-handed mace. I prefer two-handed swords, but I ain't fussy. In case you're wondering why I've got two abilities bloody shortcutted up here. Because I've got a Naga mouse. Basically, all the ones near my thumb are going to be matched up to those abilities. In fact, I'll move that one.
don't mind clicking that one when I need it. But basically I can fill all that out, 1 to 12, all mouse buttons right by my thumb. And those are the mouse scroll buttons. It's handy just having there. Change my pitch, and then if I have to move around, see something, obviously tab onto it, and boom, charge it. Right.
Light be with you. For the Alliance, well met. Go with honor.
Back to Gotcha. A little better. I can drop these if needs be, but these settings should be a piece of cake for my computer. I mean, 32 gig of RAM, so full of SSDs, gaming ones. Kraken audio, Razer Naga mouse, Razer Chroma keyboard, 4K G-Sync Acer monitor, a rather old Razer Toshiba 1080 TV, which was one of the first ones that came out.
What can I do for you?
And I've got 5-6 terabytes of storage in total.
Be careful.
And Intel i7 processor, water cooled, running at 4 GHz, and I've got a overclocked Titan X NVIDIA Titan X graphics card. So that should have no problem, and I've got 350 meg Virgin Internet, so this should be fine. It's like in theory it's supposed to be like 10 megabits upload, which should be fine.
Do for you. See you around.
Open for business.
Now what I did last time was I wasted my money. I bought a one-handed sword, this one, by accident. I should have really bought that. Which is actually an upgrade for me. Just not yet though.
See you
I'll wait until I've got a
later.
bit more cash.
I buy and
Armour.
trade. Light
Let's
bless
go.
you.
What's that? Void Elf. Oh, that looks wicked. Yeah, my main character, I've started unlocking all this lot. But, I don't really seem to have much interest in the game high level at this point. It's kind of, I find it a bit boring. I need to do I think I've already said this in the first stream actually, I just need to do the dungeons, which I can't do at the moment. I can't bring myself to do it because my time is quite limited. I've got 5 kids. Trying to keep them occupied is a challenge. So right now I'm streaming right now, and I'm supposed to start about an hour and a half ago, but I've had technical issues. And it's like, it's 2:25 server time, 1:25 UK time. Yeah, I'm going to be up in, I'm going to be about 9 o'clock. So just all at full time. Not to use this as an excuse, but actually sort of from depression and anxiety. So sometimes this is something that's bugged me. Actually, I do have like a beat my bonnet over this one because of how things have been going on, work and everything else. very hard to find time for things. And there are times where I just want to play, and I can't be asked to do much else. But this is a hobby of mine, which is something I really want to be doing. I'm just going to try and make time, find time for it. Plus just playing games in general, so just spending time with my partner, who, bless her, suffers from anxiety herself. So, yeah. A right pair between us. I mean, I've got a massive backlog of YouTube videos to encode and basically edit and stuff. I've got videos for some older games because they've just come out recently on like 30th anniversary collector's editions. I've got all the Mega Man collection games and the Mega Man X collection games. Two. And I've done videos up to X3 and I've covered all of the Mega Man games apart from the new one, 11. I've got some videos for the remake of Secret of Mana. And a few others. There's quite a few. But they've taken a back burner because I've been trying to play and record at the same time, which is what I've been doing streaming. That's kind of the idea behind that, is I wanted to basically be able to play and do things I want to do while also doing streaming. I haven't played World of Warcraft for a while, so I figured it might get me back interested by doing this. I've also got videos for Classic, so I need to edit and upload. I played Horde and Alliance and Classic just to try it. And my first opinion, which you'll see it when I finally upload the video, is yeah, it was a good feeling. It was a lot more, yeah, how I remember, and a lot more fun to a certain degree. But they kind of, in my opinion, dropped the ball slightly. It seems a damn side harder than what I remember. In vanilla, I first levelled up a hunter, which was really fast, to be honest with you. I levelled up quite quickly. But the guild I was with had a demand for a healer. So I levelled a priest, a human priest. But being quite new to the game, I made a very critical error. But it was one that I stuck with, and I was quite surprised at the results. Long story short, I didn't like Shadow, didn't like Disc, so I levelled Holy. Yes. 0 to 60, Holy. But it worked for me, generally, because I was just healing myself, out healing mobs and just doing damage as and when. And then I hit Ungor Crater. Luckily, I met a very helpful chap called, a character called Olos, who I haven't seen for many years now. I think he stopped playing, but he was very helpful. He helped me get up to 60, and then I started raiding with my first guild. Loads of dungeons. We actually did a speed run. Can't remember which magazine it was for. A chap called Imv and some colleagues of mine from work, friends. Basically, we went into Stratho, and we were trying for the time run to get the Baron. and it pretty much involved this one guy called him running in, tagging whatever he could. He's playing a warrior, pulling him into us. And I can't remember the warlock ability. Was it Firestorm? I can't remember. Basically, it was this ability where he basically just AoE'd like a crazy. The more damage he did, the more the more damage he did, sort of the more damage he took. And we also had a paladin with us who was basically buffing us and like picking up any strays and stragglers. I think there may have been another character with us, but something tells me we were one person short. We did the time run, and he actually recorded it, and we actually managed to do it successfully. But that was the most stressful event ever for a healer. It was the amount of healing I had to do while trying to regen, keeping this mad, crazy warlock up. It was intense. But I went on to doing raid healing at that point. Yeah, good. Anyway, long story short, eventually that guild... I'm not going to mention it because that's not fair, but I left them because they had no real feeling of progression. They didn't seem to want to do anything.
Hello. Have a good one.
But we cleared Volcor. What was it? We cleared Zul'Gurub. When it came out, sort of, it took a while, but we yeah.
See you around.
How are you?
We
See you around.
later started Blackwind Lair. Now, first boss, yeah, we did it, no problem. Well, I wouldn't say no problem because there was a few occasions where miscommunication between the raid leader and the rest of the team regarding what's it, north, south, east, west, and stuff like that, and do this, go for this end, blah, blah. But eventually we got there. Just now. We then got the second boss and got hung up big time. The one where it basically buffs all your damage and sort of you've got to race. It's a race against time to kill him. Something Strat as well. It's a red dragon. But anyway, we were stuck. And then we took a step backwards and we started not doing very well on the first boss. Razor was a Razor Gore, whatever his name is. And I couldn't understand why. And they were talking about going backwards to do the older raids. And I was like, why? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. One of the bosses, Anixia, did that. Eventually I just thought I'd had enough. The attitude and
Hello.
general feelings in the guild
Safe
weren't
travel.
that good. It
Good day to you.
left me with the feeling of that he was going downhill.
Good day to you.
I think this game's about to crash or something. Yep. I'll just start moving, see what happens. Oh. Yeah, this has crashed. I'm expecting a disconnect message any second.
You need something? Hello?
Yes, I need to
I'm
pick
kind
up
of
the
busy.
quest. That's fair. No, it's not. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna have to log out and log back in, I think. Doesn't look good. Log back in, see what happens. So like I was saying, so there you go, it's working now. Yeah, that was definitely server lag. Oh, client low or whatever, lag. I left them and I was a bit lost with what I was doing. And then all of a sudden I get a guild invite. I'm wondering what's going on. And I get a message from Oz saying, "Hey mate, do you want to join the guild?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Didn't know what I was getting myself in for at all. Had a little chat with the guild officers. And I've basically stuck with that group of people ever since. I'm still with most of them now, to be honest with you, although the guild has gone through several renames, disbanded, rebuilds.
Hey there. See you around.
Yeah, you get the idea. They split into two different guilds. Oh, they merged between two guilds a few years ago, but they split.
Need something? Safe travel.
I think it was during Legion. There's differences and problems. Yeah, it's split. And I tried to stay friends with both. I've got characters in both guilds, but I've been playing casually for the last year and a bit. Which is something I'll probably want to sort out eventually. I just ain't got the time at the moment. Not until my kids are a bit older. I just literally do not have the time.
Well met. Farewell. King's honor, friend. Farewell.
I'm a little bit bored of this particular area at the moment because I did all this over the weekend already, Friday, Saturday, and did a bit of it last week. I'm doing the same quest again, just because I died. But you know, when you do these sorts of challenges, like the Iron Man challenge, that sort of comes with the territory. There is going to be a lot of repetitiveness. It's one of them. But no, I've been playing World of Warcraft since I think 2005. So Yeah, when I joined the other guild, it was straight into the thick of it in Blackwing Lair. And I was amazed at just how quickly we got through it. They had good tactics, you know. And they were a good group of people to play with. During Burning Crusade, the latter part of the Burning Crusade, I kind of had to stop playing for a bit. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I was having trouble within this guild getting into any like 5-man dungeon groups, and yeah, I found myself having to pug things a lot. Which, as anyone who's done pugging before will tell you, it's a very hit and miss thing. It can be okay, it can be absolutely disastrous.
Have a good one.
So, you get the idea. It can be okay, could be a disaster. It started, well, as soon as I tried to make the transition to semi-hardcore, it suddenly became not as fun anymore.
Need a target.
All the rushing to get to levels. Now, I then made my own guild in Wrath on the Horde side. Well, just before that I started spending a lot more time on Horde, and I got Horde Paladin, which I really enjoyed doing PvP in Burning Crusade. A lot of fun doing this PvP. Yeah. And Horde originally in Wrath. A lot of fun. Went back to the Alliance. And I was basically back into the thick of it. I was basically doing the Obsidian Sanctum. And I've just missed them doing Colosseum. Which I eventually went back and sort of soloed a few years later anyway, so I didn't miss much. But we were then back into doing sort of dungeons, 5-man. So it's like, oh, okay, it's felt good again. And we were in Ice Crown Citadel. I was actually made a change at that point to play disc. The first time in years.
See you later.
The first time in years I wasn't playing Holy. Even now I play mainly as Holy. I find the damage changes they've made to healers actually quite good. Because I was able to comfortably level, pulling groups of mobs and just blasting them down and just keeping myself healed up. I was able to actually take on in Warlords. I was able to take on the elite characters to get like cloth resources and stuff, and actually relatively quickly I was able to follow them around, killing all of the groups of mobs and the elites to farm the items quickly in the Grand. Yeah, as a holy priest. Legion come along, I had no problem. Now, when BFA came out, I wanted to try something different because I was getting bored of Holy again, and I didn't want to go to Shadow because everything I was hearing wasn't that good. Oh yeah, I did have a little play Shadow as a one-off in Mr. Pandaria. One of the raids I did as Shadow, and the damage was that low. I was, oof, yeah. They basically turned around to me, "Do you know much? You want to go back healing again?" And I'm like, oh, "Yeah, okay." Did a few raids with them, and then I had to go on a break because my missus, who was pregnant, we had a raid. Yeah, we did the date for being induced. With my son. Yeah. So yeah. Welcome break from the game, to be honest with you, because I was getting like a bit annoyed with it. I was playing other games as well at that time. Of not what she was giving birth, but you know, around that time. You know what I mean? I started playing, well, before she became pregnant, I started playing Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty with my brother. And that continued for quite a few good years. But it's zombies, we love playing zombie games. And I was actually playing Black Ops 2, doing a high round duo game. I think it was Rise. That was it. And then my missus turns around and goes, "Yeah, I've gone into labour." But but that was a lot of fun. We then sort of moved house shortly afterwards, and wasn't playing games or anything for a while. And I eventually got to a point where I started playing World of Warcraft again. But it didn't last because I got bored. But then I rejoined towards the end of Warlords. The last two raids. And we were doing mythic progression. And I enjoyed it. I did. Then Legion came out. I was leveling as fast as I could. Next baby came along. I had to stop again. I thought, yeah. But yeah, it wasn't fair on Mrs. to have to deal with it all. Just, I mean, unlike other so-called dads and dads out there, I actually do give a shit. So, you know, I mean, everyone in the guild understood it. It was a case of, yeah, well, your family's your priority. And I said, well, exactly. So, yeah. And they're like, well, there's always a place here for you. So, if and when you do come back, yeah, you know there's a place here for you. And then, of course, they split. But I've got the raid leaders of one saying, yeah, you're always welcome. And the guild officers and guild master and everything, all the other ones saying, yeah, you're welcome to stay. That was good. I remember doing the flashback. Talking about Strathhome, I actually did the very lengthy, arduous class quest for Molten Core. And you have the bit where you have to do all the mass healing while damaging undead and trying to survive. Right, be careful now. Damn it. Take it easy. That was a bit... well, that wasn't in any immediate danger, that was a bit hairy. That's the sort of precaution I need to be taking. Although doing it inside the mines would be not a good idea. But, you know, stuff happens. This way. Yeah, I mean that quest, basically I tried it so many times, the healer quest, and it was hard. And then eventually I found a little trick to do damage without having to cast. Just enough damage with some little bit of melee damage and a little bit of casting. Doing enough damage to keep you undead at bay. And then I eventually got the Benediction and Athena weapon, which I still have to this day. I mean, considering the length of the quest, especially how the legendary quest in... Well, I managed to do the legendary quest in Warlords and in Mists. Considering the amount of work you had to do for those legendary quests, you can't help but get the feeling that, well, hang on, this priest quest should have been legendary.
Go with honor, for the Alliance.
But it wasn't. In my opinion, it bloody well should have been there. It would have been an ideal legendary quest. It really would have. And instead you had the Atiesh quest, which not many people actually did.
You need something? Safe travels.
I mean, I wanted to do that quest. I started on it. Well, I quickly had to give up on it. Simply because Burning Crusade was nearly out, and the guild, even though they thought it would be cool for someone in the guild to have that weapon, they basically said they couldn't justify getting the entire guild in just to do that for that one reason, because there was no reason anymore, as far as they were concerned, to finish Naxxramas.
Be careful.
They have no reason to do it. as far as they were concerned. Which it did annoy me a little bit, to be honest. At the end of the day, nothing I could do about it.
I supply only the finest goods.
Such is life, so to speak.
Safe travels.
But yeah, I've been playing this game for a very long time. As you can tell, I've had a few breaks. I mean, Burning Crusade got as far as Black Temple. I did eventually go back and do the Black Temple, but yeah, it was around Christmas time. Loads of stuff going on. I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. Eventually went back to do it there, so it's fine. The raft started, and
Too far away.
the simple discovery. First raid, Naxxramas. I'll be honest, it put a big smile on my face. I was really chuffed. I know the whole thing about obtaining Atish was no longer an option. Atish, what it's called. But I could actually go back and clear it properly. Say, give me 1 second. Just had some sort of an alert pop up. I've got the alerts thing up on the screen, but it didn't show me anything. There's nothing in chat. Okay. And what was that? So Naxxramas was a great laugh. I really enjoyed doing that. I was actually so glad to be able to go back and finish it. It really was. Peel them off. Let's see, if I actually had green gear at this point, I would actually rush it and just take all of them. Which is basically what I was the sort of stuff I was doing when I was doing the leveling experience videos. That changed from 721 to 725, I think. Right. Because during one of those videos, oh, it's a rare. Yeah, during one of those videos, I basically aggroed way too many murlocs down south here somewhere. Around here somewhere. And I managed to keep myself alive. Mainly because of this ability. Victory Rush. I had mixed thoughts about Victory Rush when it first came out, but root I like it. I think overall, probably my favourite classes I've got a couple. I'd have to say Paladin first, because I've actually leveled 3 or 4 Paladins in the time I played this game. The one I'm most comfortable with, Holy Priest and Disc Priest. So the Priest, because that's the one I've been playing for the longest period of time. And then after that, I would have to say Warlock and Warrior, in no particular order. Not even, there we go, this is what I've pulled when I was doing the leveling video, so I'm not actually going to go there, to be honest.
I need to get closer.
I'm going to risk it. Feel them off from the edge, but I'm not going to rush in there. I don't want to take any chances because I'm obviously only using my grey level items.
I don't have a target. I need a target.
Like a troll. Nice stream, by the way. That's what it was. It was a chat box that popped up. The delay coming through from the chat box there. Okay. Cool. There we go. It's bears.
It's too far away. I'm out of range.
What are you doing as well? Bandits. Right, go for it. Please. Yeah, so when, well, just before the patch hit, so well, before BFA came out and the patch was out, I did try testing, additional testing, sort of going through this particular area, sort of leveling, and I had noticed there was, it was quite good compared to like the 7.5 ones. Like improvements. It felt almost like playing vanilla to a certain extent, anyway. And then when I went back and played classic, it was like, But it seems, before I started doing this challenge, they seem to have nerfed it a bit. As in the amount of experience that you need to get to level up. And the amount of damage you have to deal. Victory Rush. So it doesn't. hit particularly hard, but look, it's keeping my health up. Plus otherwise. This is exactly why I wanted to keep Warrior. I wanted to stick with the Warrior. That is just really, really good ability. As long as you're not trying to cleave the things down, you're taking one at a time, you're going to keep yourself topped up with that. Now, Fury, when I was looking at Fury yesterday, you had this, and you also had, was it Rage or Rage ability, whatever it was. Both of them gave you health. One was on a cooldown, they both give you health. The problem with Fury was the damage wasn't there. Level 9, excellent. Oh yeah, this one go down to the camp.
I need to get closer.
There should be a quest for that guy somewhere. I remember there being one. I just didn't see one last time. This person's just clean them out. Oh, it's a Murloc. I'm going to kill a Murloc on Wayne.
It's too far away.
The Murloc. Yesterday I was talking about my favourite zones in this game in terms of atmosphere. I said Elwyn and Tearsful Glades. I forgot one. Duskwood. The atmosphere in Duskwood, when I first ever went there, was like, wow. It hit me hard. It was like, it's just really like, almost eerie. I do like it. It's good feeling about the area. It's like, it felt good. Quite well done. Very well, yeah, put together place. Good put together zone. Good job.
Too far away.
And that's what the... Oh, he doesn't want to. Okay, I thought that person actually wanted to get in on the action there, because I thought he or she wanted the kills. Obviously not. This is one of the things I've noticed about this game. In Classic, if something like this would happen, and they'd be like, "Oh, how you doing?" and you just talk to them and say, "Oh, do you want to do this?" Whatever. Nowadays, it's just nothing. Killed him. Well, mind you, you had to back in vanilla. I think this is one of the main differences between vanilla and the game as it is now, because you you had to talk to people back in the day. Because, you know, you weren't going to get very far in certain quests and areas and that sort of stuff without being in a group. Whereas nowadays you can just rush off and just do everything solo, or you can go, oh, okay, LFG. Use a tool to do it for you. Whereas back in vanilla, you had to talk to them to get to it. It's like, how you doing, mate? Oh, you do this quest, so on and so forth, so forth. Or you'd be waiting around outside of a dungeon. But, oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, that sort of stuff. Nowadays, it's a case of, oh, that's cute. Oh, what do you mean I'm going to queue up for 2 minutes? Oh, what do you mean about a 10-minute wait? Oh, you know, you get the idea. It's like, oh, I don't want to wait. Oh, what do you mean about a 20-minute wait? So, dude, we used to wait outside like Alderman for like half an hour, 45 minutes longer. Oh dear. Queuing up to do dead mines. Oh my god. All stood around. The looking for group system, I think, was okay to a certain degree. It just depends what you were trying to do. I'm just going to take him back. I don't need to, he's just fixed XP. Well, actually, he's the bandit. Let's go and see if those Murlocs are back. They've probably respawned. Like I said, so I think looking for group is good to a certain degree, depending on what you're trying to do. If you were looking to get a pug, it allows you to, you know, wait around while doing something else. Which is good, but you didn't have the option to talk to people. I think what would have been better if they had the looking for group thing, but you had to go and wait at a stone. Rather than spamming invites, you could just put yourself in a queue and then you can talk to people while you're waiting and add them in manually if you wanted to. I think that would be probably a better system. Basically, anything which promotes and encourages the social aspects of the game. Something which is lacking a bit nowadays. What am I supposed to be doing here? Oh, Murlocs. There's one. I know being chased by a wolf, but it'll disappear. There we go. Now, they're looking for raid system. I think it's kind of okay as a training ground. If you want to get a feel for it without having to learn all the hard tactics, you want to get the basic stuff, like the basic positioning of the boss and all that sort of stuff. That's what it'd be useful for. But instead, you do normal, and it's there after. So people go through normal, or even heroic, before they get to do the LFR version. So you're relying for people who are doing normal, who want to give themselves additional boosts because they're struggling. Or even people just want to quickly run through an alt to get their ult up to speed. You're relying on those people to basically pull people through who don't know what they're doing. Now, the end raid bosses in LFR, hit and miss, they're quite difficult. However, hug raids, normal, just as bad. From my perspective, my healing has generally always been adequate for my main. Adequate for most things. Now, you don't need to be the best healer in the game, top healer in the game, you just need to get the heals in at the right points when they're needed. The best thing to know and understand tactics. There's emphasis on, well, especially during Wrath, there's a lot of emphasis on eye level. It's a case of really emphasis. People go for eye level, not for gear, what they want. What's it?
It's too far away.
The Mythic Plus is probably the only thing which I don't really do that much of, to be honest with you. But I haven't since it's come out, to be honest. Mainly because the other guys in my guild, well, my main character's guild, are basically just, they push into it quite hard. So whenever I have been online and the invites have been going out, oh, anyone free for this mythic or whatever, it's like, no. It's like mythic like 15 or whatever, it's like, yeah, about that. Now, one of my mates, during RAF, he came up with a very interesting idea. He wanted to basically try and duo as many dungeons as possible. So we went about actually trying to duo some of these dungeons at the relevant levels. Now, bearing in mind I was healing and he was playing a paladin, damage wasn't that great. But we cleared the was it halls of stone and halls of lightning, and I think the ones with the snake, the massive snake that was hidden away. That was strange. I don't remember the name of that dungeon. Ginormous snake which was there. I think during BlizzCon they asked him, what's that for? What's with the snake? This giant snake in the bottom of this dungeon.
I need to get closer.
Yeah, so it was those ones we basically managed to clear. Also, the dungeons in Ice Crown, we duoed those as well. Finding myself waffling on from here. So they're working together there quite well. They might not even be an actual group, but waiting for a respawn. So I'm actually rushing things. Right. Good. Cool. I just realised I've actually run over the time I said I was going to be streaming for. I'm supposed to be doing some editing. I'll have to wait till tomorrow. I think the video editing for YouTube tomorrow. Mega Man games. I've got 2, 3. What do editing for them? I seem to be being a bit slow on my drink tonight as well.
Need help?
Oh yeah, I've still got to select one of them. I can't actually use it.
Light bless you. King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend.
Inventory's full. Right. Get rid of the clowns.
Greetings. Light bless
Inventory
you.
is full.
Oh, it's 2 items. Oh, okay, get the hair, so 14.
For the Alliance.
Better. Hopefully getting a new bag from memory. Oh, I haven't collected the random bits of wood, have I? I'll do that in a minute. What does Warcraft game recommend first? Favourite one? If that's Wrath the Lich King. But that being said, the one that had the best appeal and the best draw to it would have been vanilla. And obviously nowadays, when you buy it, you get the pack, which gives you everything. I think up to Legion were the last version. So if you were new to it, you haven't bought it before. I think the thing that started at the moment I'm playing the starter pack, which is basically covers you from. I think it's 1 to 100, I think. But unless you're actually paying subscription, then you can only get to level 20, which is what I'm doing with this one. It's I'm going to get to level 20, and then I'm obviously going to have to sub. So. You've got to play it in order, so mine started because the best game. So I'm just thinking out while I'm typing. Sorry, mate. What that cover? Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King. Cataclysm. I think it also covers Warlords and Mists and Warlords. And possibly updated to Legion, so pretty much you go and buy the game, it's got everything. Apart from, well, until recently, Legion and BFA, Battle for Azeroth. That one's a separate purchase. But, you know, I just got started and I'm just going through as it is now, up to level 20. Well, I should have to stop at 10, because I need to register the character for this quest on this, well, this achievement I'm doing. Well, it's not an achievement, a challenge, sorry. I'm using the wrong words.
Light be with you. Light bless you.
Oh, I forgot. I've got bags 20. Basically, if I get to level 10, it's a case of logging out and then registering the character for the challenge. Iron Man challenge.
You need something?
Down a bit. So I think I can't use them.
Have a good one.
Now I need some more items.
Well met.
Bag, that's it. I knew I was going to get a bag soon. There we go. Get rid of that.
How are you?
Literally all this sort of stuff. If I could anything like that, anything with like green text, blue text, purple, orange, boom, failed. Red flag. Then we had to use these whites. Or any other white gear or grey gear as I go through the game. There's going to be set points in the game where it's going to become very hard.
Be careful.
Just simply because I can't have decent gear. And even in Legion, the artifact, how to use it. That's like the key point of that entire expansion. I can't use it. I think out of all of the different RPGs over the years, I think World of Warcraft does seem to be the one that's stuck around the longest. I had a long chat actually a few days ago with a friend of mine about the state of Blizzard and World of Warcraft at the moment, because obviously there's a lot of stuff going on internally with their parent company, Division Blizzard. And we were sort of discussing, wonder what would be probably the best thing to do with regards to getting people back into the game. I mean, they seem to think that plumbing classic and just keep doing transactions and stuff, and updates to the game as it is now. But I think what they probably better off doing is they want to wrap up the story and maybe look at doing Warcraft 4. And obviously World of Warcraft came from a game which has a background as an RTS game, strategy game. Warcraft 3, Frozen Throne, and the base one, which was Chaos. It did a lot for the story and was able to set up a good storyline and a base story for World of Warcraft. But with all the stuff that's going on with the old guards and Titans, Sargeras, all that sort of stuff at the moment, I think they need to think about wrapping it up. They need to wrap it up Oh, level 10. And now I can register my character. I'll just finish these quests and after log out. I mean, introducing Warcraft 4 at this point would be a good idea for the simple case that they could split the factions up and actually make it meaningful in a proper story and give it a good narrative. They could set up a proper story with factions. And why there'd be a reason for them to split. Yeah, but they basically have more options to actually put a proper story in and make it a more bigger scale sort of war or whatever between the factions. And then they could actually open it up for World of Warcraft 2, for example. Now, they've been saying they wouldn't do World of Warcraft 2 for ages because they're just expanding the existing one, but I mean, what level do we stop at? It's a bit, what, 120 now? Well, how long is it going to keep going on for? You understand what I mean? Going on and on and on. They always need to do like a soft reset of the game. Update all the base stories for the low levels. So it's all up to date with current events. Yeah, that's what I think they need to do. And then you can start again, say level 1. Brand new narrative, updated locations, new style of play. You know, they could do things to make it more interesting. And they could develop the game and the story. But they need some sort of major event to shake things up in the game. Basically. That was the conclusion that my mate came to talking about this. So yeah, that's two nice interesting options there. Oh, yes. Just realised I made a mistake. I'm running up here. There's actually a quest for doing something up here. Just remembered I'm going to hand one of these two in first. The quests in this area, in Elwyn, have largely been left unchanged ever since vanilla. Actually, I just thought, going back to the question asked earlier, what World of Warcraft game would I recommend first? If you're completely new to the game and you just wanted an easy go at it, then the game as it is now. But if you want to get into it and see what the appeal was and actually get into the game so you could actually really enjoy it. Even with its all the bugs it had. Classic. If you're someone who's got limited time and just want to play the game as fast as possible, the game as it is now, the current iteration of the game. But if you want to see what all the hype was about, what it felt like, the nostalgia and everything else that people keep going on about, classic. I'm not sure if that was probably closer to the question I'm trying to ask, but it just popped into my head. I thought, hang on.
Light be with you. Go with honor.
Need help? Safe travels.
Oh, so it wasn't that quest, it'll be the Thomas one, I think. Handle them as well.
What can I do for you? For the Alliance.
No.
Greetings. Light bless you.
Right, time to fly back. I suppose I could just half back instead of flying back, actually.
Hello. Have a good one.
Right, so this is the bit where I can actually pick what I'm going to be doing. I may not be able to select any talents, because that goes into the rules of the challenge. But I can pick whichever one of these I'm going to go for, which I mentioned in the last couple of videos. High level, protection is going to be the way forward, I think, because it does reasonably good damage and will keep me alive. Arms generally be the way forward for most of this challenge. Fury, if I could get some weapons that do enough damage, that might be an option. Because it seems to have more survivability, because you've got two abilities that will give you health back. But you take more damage. So it's like, ooh.
Careful.
This is what's the best thing to do.
Hey there. See you around. Good day to you. See you later.
Sell all the slot.
You need something?
What am I doing?
For the Alliance. Hey there.
I might stick that in the auction house actually, that one. Same as I'm doing with these two, I'm sticking them in the auction house.
Safe travels.
Hello.
That's not a damage increase. Okay, that is. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that axe, large axe.
I supply only the finest goods.
Go.
Safe travels.
Don't really want.
Greetings.
Slight increase in damage output. This is the thing. You go through the game standardly. The whole sort of damage per second, 3 to 7 damage. Time. It matters at higher levels, but you've also got all the other stats and stuff which you have to pay attention to. For this challenge, it's literally down to the basic how much damage can I get in a second. Spec-wise, I think it's already on arms, isn't it? Yes, it's defaulted to arms. Yeah. So my specialisation is arms, which is fine. That's okay for now.
I need a target.
That's regenerating really slowly. I'm allowed to buy bandages. I'm allowed to make them. Buy them.
Good day to
No
you.
potions or anything else.
See you later.
Disappears. I mentioned this yesterday, the day before as well. She's supposed to respawn here, have a chat with the bloke who's over the river. That bit doesn't seem to happen anymore. Remember what this quest here is.
Hey there.
Spring water. Yeah. Not really there then. Head to Storming quick and actually put a couple of these things in the bank. That I'm not going to be using anytime soon. Can't sell that until I've subbed, because you can't use the auction house until you've subbed. That's a good point actually. A lot of the group chat things and that sort of stuff, and guild chats and the like, don't actually work on starter. Auction house also doesn't work on starter. £9 a month. That's what I was trying to say. Other RPG MMO games that have been around, a lot of them are generally either free to play or buy to play. You buy it once, play it. That's it, done. It's only games like World of Warcraft where you've got to pay subscriptions. However, World of Warcraft seems to be the one that's stood the test of time. It's still going. I mean, the other games I was kicking around, it's been Rift. That had the potential to be good. And then its heyday was good. And then it just died off. Lack of end game support, basically. And then you got Guild Wars. That did well. Then it just died off. Then Guild Wars 2 came out, which, again, it's alright, but it's what ruins it for games like that and Aeon, other such games, pay to win. Doesn't do it for you. So you get to a game where you've got to pay to get the best gear. And all you need to be is just some young single lad who has no social life, and you basically got your money, boom, you can max out your weapons and stuff.
You need something?
No, that's not a good feel for me.
Go with
Defeats the object. Right. So half back. I could be doing any streaming before that tomorrow. I could do editing YouTube videos. Right, so I'll make it 2:55 UK time. The 3:56 server time. So I was thinking. Right. Same rules, but we're out in the alien. We'll get outside. So I'm bringing that to it. Streaming. So, thank you for joining me. Hope I haven't waffled on too much and bored yet. But thank you very much for joining me. I'll go and catch up with my missus now. Right. Yes, so good night, and I've just posted it in the chat. Yeah, so good night, thank you very much for joining me. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again soon. Take care. Catch you later. Peace.